Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another delayed kickoff podcast. It is the end of the season. It is celebratory time, depending on who you support. We're joined with Maximus, who is the Wolves fan, the irritating one,
Oh, yeah.
and the fellow Manchester United supporter, Jamie.
Hello, it's been a while.
It's been a while. You've moved location.
Yeah, I'm in Brighton.
Yeah.
It's a better location.
Whoa, slandering Rochdale before even a minute.
Turning into a Tory.
Third worst place to live in the country, so.
Yeah. Anyway,
Where are we starting?
we've got the great greetings out of the way. Let's start with the Champions League. Let's do some bloody cool flipping technical stuff. Oh, I've broken it. Help.
Oh,
Right,
why are you going on Man United? Do you know, this podcast just Big Six bias all over.
Top five. We're starting with the Champions League football. United and Chelsea have it. Leicester do not, following 2-0 wins, respectively, for Chelsea and Man United.
Sorry, but did I say in October that they'd fall away? Yes, I
Leicester?
Did. Yeah. Yeah, I said they'd fall away. And everyone was like, no, they won't.
Right. Let's address this hostility right now. Because
They
when you
fell
say
away.
fall away, they're fifth. Nobody would have expected them to. When you said fall away,
everyone was saying, "Oh, Leicester are going to get Champions League. Leicester are going to get Champions League," and they fell away from the Champions League place.
You need to stop.
No,
you need to stop pushing
Are they still
notifications
in the Champions
of these.
League place?
No, they're not. But nobody would have expected them before in the
that's
season.
The
even
argument.
October. No, I don't think it is because I don't know where we all know you've got push notifications on for every single Leicester fan in the entire planet. But I just think that nobody expected them to get Champions League football at the start of the season. They'll be happy with fifth.
Put them down for fighting for Europe. I would have, personally. Looking at the...
Is this the same person who thought Klopp would be sacked by January?
I mean, is this the same person that thought Keane was going to be the best signing?
I mean, I predicted one person would be a best signing, who's a great youngster. You thought a Champions League winning manager would be sacked.
I mean,
season after.
The Italian league, it's different gravy, isn't it? Let's have a look at some more of your predictions, shall we?
Right, let's actually talk about the topic in hand, because Leicester, did miss out, but Chelsea and United got top four. Jamie, you must be relieved more and delighted about that.
I'm fucking... Oh, no, I can't say that. I'm very happy.
Say whatever you like.
Whatever you want. We don't care anymore.
No, with Leicester...
It's celebrations.
If you would have said to Leicester fans fifth at the start of the season, he probably would have took it.
Absolutely.
If you would have said fifth 14 games ago, he probably would have been pretty pissed off with that.
True. I think that's a good way of putting it.
It was a good season for him, but it was a massive bottle job. Like, what were 14 points in front of us with, how many games was it? 14 games to go, something like that.
The same argument is being circulated on Wolves Twitter. Would we have taken seventh at the start of the season? Yes. But it's a bit disappointing to end seventh when we were always around the fifth, sixth, and maybe pushing for Champions League. Probably not, but maybe pushing for Champions League as well.
Yeah, to finish behind Mourinho's Spurs.
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Yeah, but I would have taken seventh at the start of the season. Yeah, but to be so high up and do so well and be fifth going into, we were sixth going into lockdown and we rose as high as fifth and we would level on points with United and we were chasing Chelsea and Leicester, and to lose that game against Sheffield United and then be robbed of 3 points against Burnley.
Yeah, if you didn't concede that late on against Burnley, you would have been well in there on the final day.
100%. Yeah, that was obviously a bit of a heartache, but it's what it is.
It's remarkable how only a few weeks ago Man United and Wolves were on the same points, and now there's 7 points in it.
Yeah,
in the final table, It
very
does show how
disappointing.
Wolves kind of fell off towards the end. I mean, they fall off might be a bit of an over-exaggeration.
No, I am that's an exaggeration. I think what happened was...
slowed down momentum while Manchester
we
kept
had
up
burnout.
there.
And Nuno said, we're not going to have burnout, but the size of our squad, I know he says he doesn't like working with big squads, but we really need backup because, I don't know, I was looking at a thread yesterday and the substitutions we made this season, they haven't won us any points at all, whereas last season they won us something like 14 points. So
I think it's worth pointing out as well that because of everything that's Wolves started this season over a year ago.
Poorly. Yeah.
Because you had the Europa League qualifiers, and
Against,
and because of the 3-month break, it's been technically a whole year in the same campaign.
Yeah.
So as we were touching on, Leicester, Tottenham, and Wolves did get Europa League. Interesting.
Oh well,
Wolves,
maybe not.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about, because if Arsenal win the FA Cup, Arsenal get it and Wolves don't. But then Wolves are in the Europa League. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to win it, but if they do win it, they get Champions League football.
I personally, I can't see us winning it. Like it would be really, really nice to win it, but not this year, not with the depth.
Is that another cushion prediction?
Yeah.
Maximus cushion
in
prediction.
all honesty, I think we might scrape past Olympiacos.
Who have you got in the next?
Sevilla and Roma. In the next round, I can see them being sort of teams we beat, but then we probably lose to United in the semis. So
yeah, love that.
Yeah, but United and the Wolves have played a load of very tight games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you've only beaten us once over the past 8 years. So
and obviously, loads of teams want to win the Europa League, but for Wolves, there's an added incentive. For United, it is winning the Europa League, but they're already in Champions League. But for Wolves, it's qualifying for the Champions League as well. So there's added motivation for them. So that could tip Wolves in
it has become less important for United, but I feel like
definitely. It's like the final last year.
I feel like Ollie really wants a trophy.
Yeah.
I think he really wanted the FA Cup, but he had to prioritise Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Europa League a really good chance at a trophy, because there aren't that many great teams in there.
United and Inter Milan are the favourites, aren't they?
Yeah, I think United, Inter Milan are the favourites. Roma are up there as well, because they haven't obviously got Champions League this year, I don't think, or they're really struggling to get it.
They are getting Champions League for sure.
Nah, I think their squad's been quite poor, to be fair. The only bright spark's been Zaniolo, but even he hasn't really produced well. But he's still only 20, so he's got a big future.
I think with this new Star Europa League only being one leg, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I think it makes it harder, to be fair. Everyone's saying, it might knock the value of the competition, but I don't think it does in any way. I think it makes it more difficult.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, so if you can't rely on a second leg, you have to do it on the night.
Yeah, exactly. There's 180 minutes, maybe more of guaranteed football in there, but it's going to be tough for the teams that prefer doing it over 2 legs. Obviously, there's teams that will win the game first try, but I don't think that will benefit Wolves at all. By the way,
2 legs will be for the better teams.
Yeah.
One leg, just get a one-off win if it's just 1 leg, but if teams have a chance to recover if they lose the first leg.
PSG Barca, that's a prime example of how important a second leg can be, and as well as Liverpool Barca.
Yeah, and Roma Barca. Anything.
And Roma Barca. Yeah, Barca bottled it a lot, haven't they?
Let's scooch down to the bottom of the table. So sit back, relax, get a drink, because I think Maximus is about to rant.
Do you know what? Well, what can you say, really?
Why are you so angry?
Well, I don't know. Do you know what? Nyland, you disagree. We've already had the debate over whether Nyland should have said that's cross the line, but
that's coming out again, is it?
I've said to every Bournemouth fan, I've said you should have been 17th. You shouldn't have gone down. Let's just hope they get a lot of compensation, because it's crap, innit?
Well, you said on Twitter that Villa are cheats.
Yeah, that was heated emotion.
What was your reason?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say Villa are cheats. I'd probably say the ones that saw it cross the line. So Tyrone Mings, Keenan Davis, and Orjan Nyland.
We've already been over this.
That ball crossed the line, and Courtney House as well, ex-Wolves.
I disagree.
They saw that ball cross the line, and their heads dropped. And yeah, fair play. The watch didn't go, but I personally, I hope Bournemouth and Watford get a lot of compensation. Not from Villa, from Hawkeye. I think it is a Hawkeye error.
I think a lot of Bournemouth and
I've had
Watford
a lot of time to
fans
think about it, and I think it is a Hawkeye error. And I think obviously Villa are fighting for their lives, so they're not going to say it is. But for me, you can't like last season when they were saying about the gentlemanly spirit of the game and all that. They can't fall back on that anymore because they've just gone and done that. Like they can't fall back on it at all. That's the point I'm trying to make. They're always the first club to pipe up about ethics, but they just no. There's no argument there for them anymore.
I think to say that at the end of the day, if the watch was turned on and the goals stood, which it should have, Bournemouth would have stayed up. But I think both Bournemouth fans and Watford fans would say to you that they can't look at that as the reason.
Yeah,
they
no,
went
of
down.
course
There's
they
so
would.
many other matches.
They've said to me, they said all season we were just poor, but at the end of the day, like Watford are probably regretting sacking Nigel Pearson. Bournemouth could probably have turned it on against a couple of teams they had, like Palace and Newcastle. I think they definitely had the potential to beat them, but they just weren't with it at that point.
I can't believe they sacked him with 2 games to go. I don't.
I genuinely think, if they kept him on, they'd have beaten either City or Arsenal. Probably Arsenal.
You probably would have got something at Arsenal.
Yeah, 100% they would.
It was a bizarre decision, but that's what Watford do. They sack managers. So
yeah,
weird because if you would have said to me at the start of the season, Watford and Bournemouth going down, I wouldn't have had them anywhere near the draw.
No, I agree.
I would have put start of the season. I said Norwich would go down. I think I said at the start of the season Norwich, Villa, and Brighton. I think
a lot of people had Sheffield United as well. So that's just testament to how they've done.
You had them league, didn't you, Charlie?
I watched them in the Championship.
That's not relevant.
Came up and they were very, very good when they were in the Championship when they first came up. So I always thought, they're not going to go down. They'll manage.
They've done incredibly well. But again with Bournemouth, of course, Ryan Fraser didn't play the final games because his contract expired and said, "I'm not playing the final games." Do you think if he did play the games, Bournemouth would be in a different situation to where they are now?
No, because he just wasn't on it this season. Like everyone said it. Like he didn't turn it on this season.
He's still a good player though, and you want good players when you're fighting relegation.
He's a very good player, but he just didn't turn it on. Like there was no he wasn't in it for the club anymore. He was in it for himself.
They also had a lot of problems at the back, and he wasn't going to solve that.
Oh yeah, like Nathan Ake is a good defender, but he needed a good partner with him. It's hard. I don't know. I wouldn't say Gary Cahill. Someone that can defend as well as Ake can. Steve Cook. Like no offense.
Someone like Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, someone like Tyrone Mings would have been good.
Mings and Ake. I think
you've got 2 solid centre backs who are very hard to get past. Know how to get behind the ball. Know how to block it. Know where to be and when to be there. Yeah, it's just.
Who do you think out of? I mean, I didn't realise Norwich went down. They were 14 points away from Aston Villa. That's diabolical. But out of Norwich, Watford, and Bournemouth, do you see any players returning to the Premier League via transfer?
I can see Pookie being a good backup for someone like Wolves or Leicester.
Cantwell,
yeah, I can definitely see.
Buendia, maybe.
Buendia, 100%.
Ake's been linked to a City, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ake's probably going to City for 35 mil. Brooks, Ramsdale, Wilson will also probably be off.
Ollie had a word with Ake after the Bournemouth game, didn't he?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he did.
We need a left-footed centre-back. I'd take him, to be fair.
Yeah, he's a good player. And De La Fey will be off. Sarr, I can't imagine wants to play in the Championship.
Yeah, I think it's unrealistic saying every single one of those players because
no, not at all.
Previous seasons, some good players who've been relegated have stayed.
He said there was a massive overhaul needed. Like you needed to get rid of Zadini and that, and you just needed. I don't know. They haven't. Problem with Watford is, I don't know whether people will like me saying this, but their academy isn't. They don't really. Like their academy isn't great. Is what I'm trying to say. Like you see, the likes of Villa have got a couple of academy players in their side. Norwich are basically made up of them. Bournemouth obviously you've got Mark Travers, Simpson. Wolves have got a couple of players up making the bench. Man United obviously use theirs quite a lot, but Watford don't have a great academy. So I would say rebuild with the academy, but it's gonna. I doubt that'll work because.
What do you think the chances are of any of them 3 teams coming straight back up?
I think Norwich will do what they did last time, rebuild in the Championship, and then go up again, then probably come back down. Watford, yeah, they'll be there or thereabouts, like playoffs, I'd imagine. And Bournemouth, I think, will be mid-table.
It just depends how many players we keep, because all of the current squads are going to get out of the Championship. But
yeah, of course.
It was a good relegation fight because you thought that all the teams would have enough. Obviously, 3 had to go down, apart from Norwich, who were poor. You could see Bournemouth staying up at one point, Watford staying up, and Villa staying up, and West Ham for that effect. So, yeah.
After the United game, I had Villa certain for the drop. So bad. Villa like we just given up against United.
Against when I saw Bournemouth's running of all those teams that they had to play, I thought there's no way. And then they got the Leicester result was the turning point. I thought, okay, maybe they can do it. And even at the final day, I thought West Ham could beat Villa here. And if they beat Everton, which they did, and Watford lose to Arsenal, which they did,
honestly, all I want next season is to take 12 points off of Villa and West Brom, and I'll be absolutely happy. I don't care if we go down. I don't care. I just want to take 12 points off them so badly.
Well, that's a nice segue into the promoted teams, which are West Brom and Leeds, and either of Swansea, Brentford, Cardiff, or Fulham. So we'll talk about Leeds and West Brom first.
Congratulate Leeds and West Brom through gritted teeth, obviously, for both of them.
Yeah.
No one likes Leeds, and West Brom are just West Brom, so nearly threw it away at the end. Very lucky not to.
Kind of got over the line instead of ran over the line, didn't they?
I do think Brentford are going to choke in the playoffs. I think they might reach the final, but I do think they're going to choke because that form going into the final, losing to Stoke, who were relegation favourites at one point, Barnsley, who should have been relegated but was saved because of Wigan's situation.
Yeah.
I do think Brentford are probably consigned to another season in the Championship, and if they do go into the Premier League, I do wish them all the best because I like the way they do their business. Like they've come up from League One, they've consolidated their status over the years. They haven't rushed into anything other than getting playoffs in their first season back. But as I say, they haven't really rushed into anything. They've taken their time with the new coach, Thomas Frank. But I don't know.
It makes it a more interesting Premier League season next season.
Yeah, I was going to say because a lot of teams, a lot of talk, I should say, have been about elite Premier League, the best 20 teams. Villa stayed up, Leeds and West Brom game. They're 3 big teams.
Yeah. We just need to get rid of Brighton now, and then all the dross teams are gone, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I mean Bournemouth, they were good in the Premier League for the 5 years, but they were never a Premier League. Exactly, they were never
like Brighton as well. Like
they should have been.
I can't see Brighton going down anytime soon, though.
I'd swap Brighton out for Bolton.
I like Brighton.
Yeah, I mean
the Amex Stadium is really nice.
It's so boring. Like they really don't have to grind out results, and that annoys me, man.
They've improved the football a lot.
Oh yeah, no, of course they have. Like it's really good football to watch, and they've got some very good players, and obviously bringing Lallana in as well potentially.
That's good.
That could be very good for him. He knows how to pull the strings in the midfield, and I think that's what Potter's been looking for. But I don't know. It's really annoying me because they always seem to get a result against Wolves. Like we haven't beaten them since they've been back.
That's why you hate them.
Yeah, they're just such a hard team to break down.
Who do you think is getting promoted with Leeds and West Brom between Swansea, Brentford, Cardiff and Fulham? Swansea 1-0 up against Brentford in the first leg. Cardiff and Fulham play later this evening.
I genuinely think it would be Swansea or Fulham. Whoever it is, they're going to go down next season.
This is a hard one to call. The playoffs are always hard to call, I think, but because no one expected Swansea to be in this position. That turnaround they had with Forest was remarkable.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Swansea back. Out of all those 4, I probably want Swansea, but I just think Fulham. I think Fulham will have enough to get promoted.
Fulham have got some very good players, but they can't do what they did last time if they get promoted and just spend a load on it. They need to keep that core of the squad together.
Yeah, agreed.
And if they don't go up this season, I'm pretty sure they'll go up the next because Parker's he's done something there. Like it's clear he's done something there.
Yeah,
quite good.
I just don't want Cardiff. I don't really like Cardiff.
You might have been given some good resources by bringing in good Championship players like Cavallero, Reed, and Knockett, but
yeah,
he's obviously got Mitrovic as well. He's a very good player. 26 goals in the season.
Okay.
I can't lie to you. I have nothing to add.
Didn't expect you would.
I'd just like to ask you two a question, actually. As Man United fans, are you excited to see the return of the animosity between Leeds and Man United in the Premier League?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like all United fans are excited for Leeds to come up.
Do you
I will be excited
really?
to beat us, but
I think that's a bit of an overstatement. I've seen loads of people saying, "Oh, Leeds are up."
Obviously, one of the last times you played, they won 1-0, didn't they? When Simon Grayson was in charge, and they were like top of League One. I think it was 2011, League Cup or FA Cup third round. They won 1-0 at Old Trafford.
But instead of United games against teams like Bournemouth and Norwich, which you don't really care about, it's something to properly.
There's a game that you do want. You'll be looking out for on the day the fixtures are released. You'll be looking out for that game, won't you?
That's another thing as well, because the first couple of fixtures will be behind closed doors again. This fixture needs fans. If any fixture needed fans, it's this one, Leeds and Man United, because they'll drive that game, and they're not going to have fight. Well, they might have fights. Who knows? But
they probably will.
The atmosphere will be incredible.
I know times have changed, but there'll still be enough there probably to have a fight.
Yeah, it might not be a bad thing, but it's behind closed doors.
Yeah, I'll be safe.
Greater Manchester, please. Yeah,
go to that. Let's go to the ConVARsation then. We're just going to review VAR this season very quickly because we've only got 10 minutes left according to time.
Max will have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, Max, VAR. How's it been this Premier League season?
I've got a lot to say. I'll just is it
rally
worth,
off?
Is it worth saying though?
Yes,
because it's all been said and done now. Like I've just lamented about VAR all season, and it's just again it was a shambles the other day when Marcus Alonso blatantly dived.
Has it improved the Premier League over the season?
No, not at all. Not even in terms of entertainment. I thought VAR was going to come in and be really good for the entertainment because when it was used at the World Cup, there were so many high-scoring games at that World Cup, and VAR played a huge part in that. But it's just come into the Premier League and it's just been awful. It hasn't been used in the right way at all.
VAR for the entertainment.
No, I wouldn't have put it down as being a cause for the entertainment. I think much of the entertainment's been down to like the different playing styles. Why are you not happy with it?
What's the main reason you're not happy with it?
I just wish they'd use it like they used it in Russia, like looking at the screens.
The pitch side monitors need to be used more. That's the main thing.
Side monitors really need to be used, and the fact that they was only used once, I can remember all season they've been used.
And that was January, February, wasn't it?
That's a good amount of equipment there. So clearly, a lot of money's been spent on it. So why aren't they being used?
There's a lot of improvements that need to be made from it. Like, we're clear an obvious error, but
there's
been a lot less mistakes this season.
Like, and if, for God's sake, if a whole body is offside, then okay.
Yeah, but
if a foot is offside, and the player doesn't even touch the ball with that foot, then it just doesn't
make a difference what foot we touch the ball with.
Yeah, well, it does apparently, according to VAR. Like, it's just.
I think with the offside and the handball, if any part of the foot is offside or any part of your body you can play the ball with is offside, even if it's like a toenail or something, it is offside. And then if you kind of scale that back and go, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, how far does that benefit of the doubt go? Oh, his foot's offside, give them the benefit of the doubt. Then we're in the same position of how much of the player's boot are we allowing to be offside? So there's going to be problems there as well. And the handball as well.
There'll be a lot more complaints if you take away VAR because there's a lot more huge mistakes.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Chelsea game last season when Chelsea scored and they had 2 players that were about 3 yards offside.
Yes, way offside.
You don't get that.
Yeah, and to be fair, like we'll say we're the culprits of VAR. At the end of the day, that volley goal against Man City at Molineux last season, that wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, I mean, it does improve the Premier League, I think. It's because it makes decisions just so much more consistent.
Yeah, but
No one's about offside, but at least it's consistent.
yeah, it is consistent.
That,
there was a stage in the season, in the middle of the season, where it just wasn't consistent at all.
I don't know what it is though. Like if there's any part of the body that's offside that you can score with and it's given as offside, you don't have goals anymore where some are offside but they're given, or some are onside but they aren't given. It's just consistent. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, consistency.
I know what you mean, but
it's annoying because you'll score a goal and you think your team's gone 1-0 up and then it gets disallowed 2 minutes later.
Jimenez, he should have had a hat-trick against Southampton. But apparently the ball touched his chest, and on replay it didn't go anywhere near his arm. Sorry, they said, the ball touched his arm, but it hit his chest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the first season of VAR as well. Like,
it does need to be reviewed.
It does need to be reviewed. We don't need to get rid of it. We just need to improve it, and they will improve it. It's the first.
Particularly with that decision against Burnley, I was quite annoyed about. Like, I know it's a handball, but he's gone.
That was a dodgy one.
High foot. Like, if anything, it's a free kick to us.
Yeah, there are questionable decisions.
Yeah, that annoyed me. Like, I think it annoyed quite a few other people. I know you guys in the chat. I know Jamie said it. Yeah, it's probably a free kick to Wolves.
Yeah, I did agree with you on that one. To be fair,
I agree with you on that one as well.
Chaz, as well agreed. Like, I don't know. It just didn't seem right to me. It doesn't sit well with me at the minute. Like.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about VAR next season and many seasons to come.
Oh yeah, of course.
We'll jump for the big question for the final couple of minutes. Basically, where do Liverpool rank in the all-time Premier League champions? There's been a lot of talk about that. What's your opinions on it?
I'm interested to hear your opinions as Man United fans.
I think before the restart, they were on course to be one of the best teams in Premier League history, but since the restart, I feel like they're just going to be known as just another team that won the league. I mean, no one's really going to remember this season now for Liverpool. We're just going to remember it for
COVID
and games being played behind closed doors. I feel like they have fucked it a bit.
Yeah, and I think they have as well. Well, I don't know about that because obviously it's Liverpool's first league title, Premier League title.
Yeah, I mean Liverpool fans are going to love it, but in terms of when you look at greatest Premier League teams in history, like we didn't get record points, we didn't get 100 points, we didn't win a trophy. Like, did they even get to?
They did get the record amount of wins in a Premier League season.
The joint with City, yeah.
But I wouldn't
semi-final in another cup in the in like the FA Cup or the.
No, they got knocked out by Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah.
In the FA Cup and League Cup, they got knocked out by Villa.
And then the Champions League finishes. So
it's Premier League history, isn't it? Like it's not Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup history. Like
but when you look at the best teams, you look at everything, don't you? Like you look at United.
Yeah.
It's not isolated. And they won the Premiership and they were good, but I don't think the game after it they lost 4-0 to Man City.
Yeah,
I don't think you can make a case for them being one of the best champions if the first game since they won. I understand hangovers and all that, and they've won it. It doesn't really matter, but it's inexcusable losing 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, they were still fighting hard and going for the record point still. I know they really wanted that. But
I mean, City, fair enough, but like to then go on and lose to Arsenal, who weren't in great form anyway.
Exactly.
I know they pull out versus the underdogs, but when they are the underdogs, sorry, but I don't know. It's just some.
They conceded 25 seconds against Newcastle as well, which is bloody indefensible.
I don't think they get
Dwight Gale as well.
I don't think they get in the top 5 Premier League teams of all time.
Yeah,
I mean they were really good when they were kicking on before the lockdown, but
if we didn't have COVID and there wasn't the 3-month break, we might be sitting here saying yes, they were.
Yeah, 100%. I think they'd have done everything. I think they wouldn't have lost to City. I think they wouldn't have lost to Arsenal.
They would have been knocked out of the Champions League and FA League Cup.
They were still slightly on the decline before that, to be fair.
Yeah, of course.
Just before when they lost to Watford at Atletico, Chelsea.
Yeah, I feel like you can't really compare them now to like the treble-winning team or the Invincibles.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not.
I think they're a long way off that.
I think it's a tough one with the Invincibles because, yes, they're the only team that's ever won the league by not losing a game. But there was so many draws in there. And it's still a good team and we should be talking about it. But it's not up there with, like, the treble winning side or probably City Centurions. Just because they won the league, they didn't lose a game, but they drew so many.
Yeah, nothing really stands out, but I don't think anyone remembers this Liverpool Premier League win apart from Liverpool fans.
No, I agree. I don't know. It is a weird one.
It is the 18-point margin, which is one less than Man City's record, which is 19. That shouldn't be looked at. But they've won. They were great, obviously, but were anyone else that good?
But no. It was a very bad league.
Yeah. This season's been terrible. Everybody's been terrible. Look, Man City second place, 9 losses. Actually, Man United 8 losses. It's just disgraceful.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that Leicester were third in the league for that long, and he won like 8 games in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
Have been doing things like that. I feel like the standard of the league this year was just terrible.
Right, yeah. So everyone's answer is no to that question. Got less than a minute, so let's say goodbye. Thank you for joining the Delayed Kickoff podcast season review. There'll be Delayed Kickoff awards coming out and much, much more. So stay tuned for that.
Take care.
Take care.
See you in a bit.
See you later.